What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today we're back with some more Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. And we have 250,000 elite Romans and Roman archers fighting against approximately 4 million evil orcs and trolls. Now, there are 400 trolls exactly on the battlefield and 4 million orcs on the battlefield. So 4.0004 million? Is that how that works? I don't know. Either way, a ton of evil fantasy boys are going to be attacking the ruins of a Roman fort here. And it's going to be a battle of epic proportion. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that like button. It helps me out a ton on the algorithm. Subscribe with notifications on if you haven't already. We're working our way towards 500k. And comment down below if you'd like to see some more in the future. Let's get into it, boys. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, gamers, let's go ahead and press start right here and go in slow-mo. So the initial lines of Romans here, these are Roman generals, but I mean basically they're more or less just elite Roman soldiers. They are on guard mode, so they will go ahead and attack whenever they come closer to the orcs than anyone else. But there are also hold position mode Roman elite soldiers inside the compound as well, who will be able to defend as well. So we'll have a little bit of duality there. Either way, here we go. The first attack is occurring right here, and the orcs start swinging their axes, and the Romans start to block and parry as much as they possibly can. Seeing a couple of arrows in the sky there too, going ahead and finding some good targets. Arrows don't really do a whole lot of damage in this game, so you know, it's going to be mainly up to the infantry here. I think there's about 20,000 archers on the battlefield. However, you know, it'll be helpful. It'll help out the soldiers, and you know, it might get a few kills here or there. So I think those arrows will be very, very nice in the long run. Also, another reason why I put these guys on guard mode is the trolls will basically swing at any defending Roman and be able to reach farther than the Romans can and just get free kills. So that is always a bit of a problem, so you need the Romans actually to be attacking. That way they get close enough to kill the orcs. Or sorry, not the orcs, the trolls. It's a very precarious thing, but it's kind of necessary. Either way, we've got the outer lines of this battlefield forming here. Let's go into full speed now and watch them get on out there. Right now, we should be having Roman kills faster than orc kills, and that is definitely happening. 300 dead Romans and 18,000 dead orcs. Very, very big difference there between the two lines. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see a lot of arrow fire coming out from this way. Must be a lot of archers over here, and yes, there are quite a number of archers right now firing into the orcish lines over here, and you know, getting a lot of damage out on them. You can see many of these orcs are bloodied from these arrows hitting them, and also the experimental water mod is on. It basically always is on in my new videos because I really like it. Once you guys showed me that that was actually a thing in the game, I was like, oh, we're having this on in basically every single battle we do, and that's what we're doing. It's just such a fun mod to use, so I really like it. Either way, let's go ahead and look up top here from a bird's eye view, and we have that beautiful square formation right there. The corners definitely are the weakest on all sides, so that could end up being a problem, and I do not expect this outer formation of defenses to really last all that long. Yes, they're getting some reinforcements from more Roman guards who are deeper in, which is good. You know, they'll resupply the lines at least a little bit, but it's not a huge amount. And I think once these corners end up getting destroyed, then we're going to have the orcs being able to spread out and flank from either side, and these lines will eventually just get eaten away at by orcs. This is not a good long-term defense here. It's way too wide. Definitely too much potential for breakthroughs from the orcs and the trolls, especially when the trolls get to the front lines, and there they are. Yep, trolls starting to take swings at these defenses now too, and as you can see, they are just massacring many of these Roman soldiers. So these outer lines will be falling probably relatively soon, and then it's going to be up to the interior of the fort here to defend, and I think this is where we're going to be seeing the best defense from these Roman soldiers. Either way, why don't we go ahead and do our first time lapse here of just the full-on overview, and we can watch these lines break down. I think that'll be pretty cool. So let's do that. Right now we are at 124,000 dead orcs and trolls and only 9,300 dead Romans. A big difference right there, and we need to see that difference continue if we want to see the Romans win this battle. Let me know in the comment section below, who do you think is going to win this battle? I think I've got my money on the Romans here, but, you know, I wouldn't blame you if you said orcs and trolls. No siree. Either way, let's get into this time lapse. Alright, so that overview showed the downfall of a little bit, but not everything. So this area over here fell pretty swiftly actually, and now the inner defenses are getting activated. However, the sides over here are still holding decently, but they're now getting flanked like we sort of said that would happen, and these guys are having to peel off from the middle to come and protect the flanks. Obviously not a fantastic situation to be having going on, but it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. And the exact same thing is happening over on this side too, and this middle point seems to have fallen as well, and they're just death charging the Roman soldiers on the other end. I'm not seeing a ton of trolls on the battlefield. Like, here's one over here, there's one over that way. You can see his big hulking mass. There was a bunch over here, right? Yeah, there's a bunch over this way. And then it looks like, yeah, a couple more over here. You can kind of see them in the crowd there, but not a ton more trolls. I'd say maybe like 50 or 60 more trolls are left alive on the battlefield. So not a crazy amount, and that's certainly going to play in to the hand of the Romans. That means any Romans that have died from trolls or would have died from trolls will no longer be dying from trolls, because the trolls, guess what, are dead. It's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. We've got archers completely exposed over here, though. That's a yikes. These guys are going to go down to orcs really, really quickly. Poor chaps indeed, but at least they're getting some more shots off before they go down, maybe trickle in a little bit more damage there. But you can see over here just like a hailfire of archer fire going into the orcs on the other side. That looks sick. Orcs charging, getting impaled by arrows, and continuing their charge. I don't really see any orcs actually dropping from this archer fire. Yeah, because archer fire is fairly weak. How much health does an orc have? 350, that's actually a fairly powerful unit, and these elite Romans have 500 health, but I think the Romans do more damage than the orcs. They definitely have to, because they have way more kills than the orcs do. Well, and also the archers help them out too, I suppose, in that regard as well. Either way, we're looking at almost 1 million dead orcs on the battlefield, and 65,000 dead Romans on the battlefield now. It's definitely heating up. I think both sides still have a good shot at winning this thing. Why don't we do a little bit closer of a time lapse right about here, and we can see the orcs attacking. Let's do it. That was about 15 minutes, and in roughly that time, the orcs made it through about half of our screen there. So it's pretty slow moving for these orcs overall. Even in time-lapse mode, it's a bit of a struggle for them. So this could be tough. This could be tough. They're definitely slowing down. They've lost 1.45 million a fairly staggering amount, but the Romans have lost 103,000. But Roman losses should start going down at this point, since I don't think there's any more trolls on the battlefield, actually. I think the trolls have gone extinct. Yeah, I don't see any more trolls, so that should make things a lot easier for the Romans. Oh, we do have quote-unquote water pools over here. Wink, wink, YouTube algorithm demonetizing me. So that's interesting. That could both help and hurt the Romans, I suppose. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll just have to wait and see sort of what happens. That is a very deep one right there. Holy cow. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll certainly be interesting right there. But at the moment, the orcs are being held at bay. The archers are doing good work here. There's no more trolls. I think the Romans can still do this, but there's obviously still massive threats coming at them. And coming at the orcs too, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. Either way, why don't we go ahead and do a time-lapse up here watching these archers fire down below as the orcs get closer and closer, and those water pools start to form more and more. Should be pretty interesting. Let's roll it, boys. I think these melee combat battles are always the most fun to do any sort of time-lapse on. I think it results in the coolest looking time-lapses over like sort of the ranged time-lapses. I think these are cooler. So let's go ahead and run it. Be sure to keep an eye on the top right for those numbers, because that'll sort of give you a hint as to how each side is doing overall. But let's get into it here. All right, midway through that time lapse, my cat moved the camera, so I hope it wasn't too long, but I moved it back. I don't know, you'll be able to tell. But either way, the orcs have now lost 2 million soldiers. That's half of their force, and the Romans have lost 135,000. That's a little bit over half of their force. So right now the orcs technically winning, but for all the reasons I stated before, I think the Romans are going to be able to last a bit longer now that the trolls are dead and all those other things. So right now the orcs are definitely having, did I say the Romans are going to be able to last longer? I can't remember what I just said. Either way, the Romans are holding. Oh god, oh look at this lake over here. Are there dead Romans? Yep, lots of dead Romans over here. Okay, that's a problem. Hopefully that doesn't grow too much more. Yikes! Okay, that's a bit of a roadblock right there. Holy smokes. Yeah. Not fantastic in the slightest. But, regardless of that, we do have an all-out defense going on here. I think the Romans are doing great. I think they're going to continue to do great and hopefully win. This water situation here has me a little bit worried. Hopefully they can overcome that. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting battle for sure. I guess all we could do really right now is run it. Alright, that was about a 40-minute time lapse right there, and at the end of it, the Romans are still holding outside the walls and briefly inside the walls right here. They are doing a bang-up job right now, but The interior is flooding. This flood, it could be absolutely disastrous, man. I mean, if it continues, all of these guys could be at risk of drowning and dying, and that would leave them with like a very small force of guys on ramparts and on these hills and stuff like that. So I think they can win if all of their guys stay alive and they get these last 1.2 million kills with 36,000 troopers left alive. But if that flood goes too high, then they're donezo. They're absolutely donezo. This is going to be pivotal. So we're going to watch this in time-lapse form, especially out here where we can sort of see the water level rising pretty clearly and the battle going on. So let's run this. This is going to be extremely important here. Alright, it's been another 30 minutes and the battle's still going. Still 1 million orcs left alive and 22,000 Romans left alive. It's coming down to the wire for the Romans here. I'm getting a little bit worried, but hopefully they've still got this, man. Hopefully they can pull through. Super close battle. It's been super fun. Let's just go ahead and let it run for a while here, and I'll start again once some interesting stuff has developed or something. Things have gone south for the Romans, to say the least. More and more of them have been dying out, and they're left in a very small circle here, as well as some Romans actually doing a bit of a breakout from these steps, some of the last guards remaining, but they're kind of dying, and soon the guys on the steps will likely be dying as well, and the last remaining archers on the ramparts will be soon to follow for sure. So this Roman defense is just about up. We'll, of course, let it run to the end here, but they did a valiant job. Just couldn't quite make it, man. The Orcs still have 800k left, and they were just perseverant, dude. It's tough out here. Okay, so the bottom defenses over there have now been completely overrun. They're all dead. And now we've got orcs sort of stampeding these ramparts over this way and taking out the last of the Romans that are on the ramparts. There's a few guards to guard the archers, but they're getting killed pretty quick over here. I'm also curious, I mean, these ramparts, you can see that orcs are glitching up there and stuff like that, but I mean, they're goners basically. They'll get glitched up there eventually and die out. So it's really just these Romans over here that are kind of the most interesting part, because we get to see the little raid of the ramparts, the push through here. It's pretty awesome. Before we end this video, I did want to let you guys know that I am still uploading new content over to Daily Bricks. I had a few people asking me sort of what the deal was with it, and basically I went like a week without uploading because I had a little bit of a problem with my editor. Just had some problems in their personal life, and so they weren't able to get me the video, and that sort of delayed things, which is totally understandable and totally fine too. But that's why the video took a while to get out, and then when the video did go out, I uploaded it at a really weird time on a Monday when people don't really watch YouTube, and then the YouTube algorithm didn't really push it after that. So there is a new video up there, and there will also be another new video up there today where I rank every Lego minifigure from Lego Star Wars. So that'll also be going up as well. So yes, I'm still uploading content there for all the people asking. There was just a little bit of a mishap. So if you want to go check that out, you might have missed a video or two, and there should be a new one up there today. And every video does include a giveaway, of course, so if you'd like those as well. Either way, guys, that is just about the end of this video here. There's, of course, still a few guys over here, but it'll take forever for them to die since the orcs have to glitch their way up, which is always a pain. But they will die eventually. I mean, there's 800,000 orcs. The orcs won this thing pretty well. Let's just go ahead and nuke it, baby. Wow. Orcs went flying right there. my goodness. Alrighty then. Well, that's going to be about it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe and notifications on, and comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.